Do we have folks on the owl in here? Anybody?
Not clear. Very people intimidated.
I know, it'll be hard, it's a little hard to do improv, remotely, when you got some people in the room and some people.
I know.
Yeah.
We got all the fun in the room.
How's everybody doing? How's it feeling? This is the last week before break, right?
Yeah.
Since everyone's sort of heads down, grinding and. What's your name?
I'm Emily.
Emily, Aaron.
Erin, nice to meet you.
Daniel. Nice to meet you. And you remind me your name? Paul.
Mark.
Mark. Very good. Aaron, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
All right. We do have two persons joining.
All right, hi Loretta, and hi, who else do we have?
Joshua.
Hi Joshua. Hey guys, we're gonna try to be inclusive with everybody, but eventually we're gonna be playing some games on our feet, so it may be a little bit challenging to try to participate remotely, but glad you guys are here and joining in. Hopefully you can get something out of it. Even virtually.
Yes.
We'll give folks like another minute or two, is that?
Yeah. Yeah, this is where another minute or two.
Awesome. What is everybody looking forward to on break? Anything coming up that you're like, I can't wait for break. Yeah,
I'm going to Moab.
you're going to Moab.
Wow.
Fantastic.
First time ever.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. You're gonna go to Arches and.
Yes.
Canyon Lines and all
You
that?
ski there and stuff?
We didn't plan to. I don't know.
No, you can ski there.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, it's more about
Oh,
biking and
Yeah,
hiking and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah, have a great time. I love, like, Arches is gorgeous, Canyon Lines are beautiful.
yeah, we're gonna, go to both those places, yes, yeah. And we got tickets for Devil's something lunch place, Devil's.
Okay.
Devil's meal.
Some spicy lunch trick.
It's not lunch, it's somewhere you walk around.
Oh, okay.
Devil's kitchen, maybe
Yeah.
that's one thing you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to get tickets and it's like limited entry, so we managed to secure for that, so.
Yeah, love it. What else? What else is?
Well, before we move on, I was gonna say Back to the Future 3 was all filmed down there.
Oh,
So you could, when I went, I like watched it and we went and saw all the places. Thought it was
That's
so-
cool.
So,
That's going on at the cinema, or wherever they play films here, all three of them. One, in one run,
yeah, the family is like the Western one,
yeah,
so a lot of the stuff is filmed down there.
wow,
Yeah.
cool, right. Able to watch it. Wow.
Wait, what?
Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
Oh, Back to the Future 3.
There's lots of films about that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
In Moab, okay.
There's an 18
There's also in, I think it's in Arches, right? Yeah, in Arches, do you remember the beginning of the third Indiana Jones movie when they were young Indiana Jones and like gets lost in the like the rock formations, and they find like the cross of Coronado and stuff? That was filmed in Arches National Park.
Cool.
One of the formations there.
You'll be at the right time of year if you want to walk to Delicate Arch or something like that. You won't be roasted by.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you go like.
Yeah.
I passed through there in December, and got to do, Delicate Arch again for the second time at sunset. It was pretty cool. Yeah. There's still a lot of people there, but it's a cool, like, a couple hours, but yeah, it's a nice time. Cool. Well, should we get this party started?
Yeah.
All right. So hi, everybody, for those of you I haven't met, I did a workshop here in the fall, and you were here, was anyone else here at that? Cool.
Many people now, yeah.
You guys were, so I'm Aaron, it's nice to meet you guys, for the first time, or the second time, for the last time, for the first time. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about like the core foundational principles of improv comedy and how they might apply in your life, like in work, in school, in life. It's sort of a way, it's sort of a philosophy or an approach to just sort of living that ends up kind of getting in your tissues when you've done some improv. And it can be really fun and powerful. Has anyone done improv? I know you guys have done a little bit, we've talked about it, little kind of.
Just heard people who.
Heard about people like that, I can't third degree, but I've done some, and, okay, so have you ever had a conversation where you didn't know what you were gonna say and just started talking to people? Hi, come on.
I mean, that's most.
Oh,
Right, so congratulations, you're all improvisers, right? We're improvising this moment, we don't know we don't know what's about to happen, right? I just pull a spaceship out of my pocket, as I want to do, and, you know, who knew that was gonna happen? So you're all improvisers already, but that's something that you're, worried about. Hi, come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am currently a certified life and leadership coach. I've been coaching for 9 years at this point. But before that, and my previous career, I was an actor and a performer and a theater artist. I've done improv since 1990. I trained at Second City in Chicago. I was a faculty member at Second City in Chicago for over a decade. I took classes at IO Chicago, at the Annoyance. I took classes at UCB in LA, and blah, 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 all the things. So I got my bona fides if you need them. But that doesn't matter, because what matters is like us being here in this moment together and exploring the ground rules of improv comedy that help people figure out how to navigate being on stage together without having any idea what's about to happen. And there's no script and no pre-planning, you're just making it up. And so you have to sort of agree on the ground rules of how we want to do that together to create something fun and funny together. So I'm gonna do a super quick, hopefully quick review of some of the like core principles of improv comedy, so we all sort of have them in our mind, and then we're gonna play a bunch of games. I'm not gonna put anybody on the spot, nobody has to be funny, nobody has to be amazing, nobody has to be Tina Fey or whoever, all John Belushi, like all the famous funny people. This is just about playing and having fun and connecting together and kind of seeing how it feels to actually get up on your feet and do some of this stuff. And I'd love, if I can, stop talking for a minute. By the end of our class, workshop, Colloquium, would love to take 5 minutes and just kind of give you a moment to kind of process and discuss together how might you apply some of this in your life or in your work or at school. So think about that a little bit in your head as we're doing some of these, but don't be too worried about that because you got plenty of time to debrief on all that. How's all that sound? Good, cool, awesome. Of course, before we get started getting up on our feet, just want to say, actually, let me say that, I'll say that before we actually get up on our feet, but there's a couple like table setting I just want to do when we start playing together. So let's get into the fun stuff. So these are 10 improv principles. I kind of pulled them. I was like, I think these are the main ones. There may be other ones you might hear about, or some of these might be sort of redundant, but these are sort of the core ideas that I thought just might be useful to articulate as we're doing this exercise here. So who has heard of the idea of yes? It's made its way into the culture and into corporate and all this stuff. Never heard of it, never heard of it. So, yeah, yes, and great. So let's talk about it. So, so for anyone who has heard about it, what does it mean to you? Can you go ahead and just articulate like how you view the idea of yes?
Just trying to draw the conversation along by agreeing just to be agreeable.
Sure. Sure, yeah. Anybody else have another take on it?
Building on past subjects.
Building on past subjects, yeah, anything else?
Having a positive outlook towards whatever was said for.
Yeah, exactly. Those are all sort of in this as well. Here's the way I think about it. You want to agree on the reality of a scene when you're playing a scene with someone and kind of say yes to their idea and then give them a gift back. So the idea is if someone says, and it's sort of easier to cite an example rather than explain it. If I start a scene and I say, oh, Becky, it's so great to see you here on the beach. Right, if Becky, the actor who's I named Becky, turns around and says, we're not on the beach, we're at the coffee shop. Where are we supposed to go now in that scene, right? We can't even agree on where we are. Oh, and also, by the way, my name's not Becky, like, well, what are we supposed to do with that scene, right? So the idea that we have to agree on like the reality of the world that we're creating together so that then we can get on to playing together. It is sort of the core idea of yes and. So if instead of Becky saying, oh, my name's not Becky, we're not on a beach, we're at a coffee shop, but now we have to debate about where we actually are. She says, yes, Carl, it's so great to see you, and I heard you got divorced. Why are you guys laughing, right? Like, why, like, and I'm calling that out, but why is that funny? Right? Because there's something funny about agreement. There's something funny about taking an idea, saying, yes, that's the reality of this, and I'm giving you something back. So now in 2 sentences, we know her name is Becky, we know we're at the beach, we know she's happy to see me, we know my name is Carl, and we know I'm getting divorced. Well, boom, right, in 2 sentences, right? That's the power of yes and, right? That's the power of agreeing with someone and then giving a gift back to them. So the idea is you accept a gift and then give a gift back. So yes, we know we're at the beach, and we know what our names are, and we know I'm going through something, and now we can play. Like now we can start playing. Oh, and by the way, and I heard from Tony, you have a crush on me. Right? Now we're in it, right? Now we have the emotion, now we have the what of this scene. So when you start a scene, we're not gonna worry too much about this today because we're just gonna be playing some fun games. But when you start a scene, you want to establish who you are to each other, where you are, what is this scene gonna be about, at least initially, what we think it's gonna be about, kind of as quickly as possible, usually, there's exceptions. So that then we can get on to like playing in the scene and being in that world together. Cool so far? Right. So that's the power of yes and it can apply in corporate world or academic world as well. So instead of saying, no, I don't want to, cut that thing with that laser, or I don't want to, attach electrodes to my brain, or whatever you guys are doing in your magic labs here, right? I don't want to do that. That seems like a dumb idea. Where are you going to go with that, right? How are you going to get to that next cool idea if you're saying no, but I want to do this other thing? So instead of no, but we say yes and. That's the basic idea with it. Adding on to that is stepping away from judgment. If you are judging someone like, ew, that's a dumb idea, or I don't wanna be on the beach, or I don't wanna do that cool thing, or that scares me, or I feel awkward about it. That's gonna get in the way of play. That's gonna get in the way of fun and heightening ideas. So we wanna step away from judgment as much as we can. There are no mistakes in improv. This is one thing everyone has some fear around when they step on stage, or I don't wanna say the wrong thing, I don't wanna call someone the wrong thing or make a mistake. You can't make a mistake, there's no script. There's no way this scene is supposed to go. So if I sneeze in a scene, if I trip in a scene, if I call you the wrong name and you've already been named Bob and now I say your name is Joe, that becomes part of the reality of the scene. Now I'm a guy who gets names wrong. Or maybe your name really isn't Bob, it really is Joe, or whatever. We have to integrate into whatever happens into the scene, so there are actually no actual mistakes. And so you can throw away the worry about, oh God, what if I say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, because there's no such thing. Right, and good improvisers will care for each other and protect that, because you basically can't make a mistake. Right? Listen and respond, also very important. Also important, by the way, in normal conversation, when we're talking to each other and having nice interactions with humans, right? You can't do anything if you haven't heard what the person just said. So we have to listen to the words that are coming out of your scene partner's mouth, take them in, and then respond to what they just said. Not what you think they said, not what you think they're gonna say, or what you wanted to say 2 lines ago, you didn't get a chance to say. You have to listen in the moment to the last thing the person said, and then respond to that, right? Very, very important. And then with that comes the give and take, right? So I'm giving you an idea, I named you Becky, I said we're at the beach, whatever that is, and then now I'm taking an idea from you too, and now I'm gonna play with that and then give it back to you. We also sort of give and take the role of like leader in a scene, right? So maybe I'm gonna walk over here and now we're doing something over here and I'm playing with the owl. Hello, everyone, virtually, I'm playing with the owl, right? I've now taken sort of some energy lead and then you get to come and then now maybe you take the energy of it and that kind of thing. So it really is sort of an interplay of energy, leadership, ideas, and it's that give and take that makes it really fun. So that not one person is in charge of like the whole thing, okay? Am I going fast? I know I talk kind of quick. You're good? Good. 3, 2, 3. Okay, play, have fun.
Yeah.
That's the whole fun of this, right? We wanna have fun, we wanna play. If you are having fun, if you happen to be in front of an audience, the audience will be having fun. They like watching people having fun. They don't like watching people be scared and anxious and nervous. And then they're like, oh God, someone needs to take care of that person. They seem so anxious, right? So play, have fun. All of improv, we were talking about this just a second ago, is really about remembering how to be a kid again. Just play in the sandbox and go blow stuff up and like go play, right? You guys get to do that here all the time, right? You get to blow stuff up. Heighten and explore. So part of listening and responding, part of taking it one line at a time is taking an idea that we've started, heightening it and exploring. What if we took this to the next conclusion, or the next kind of logical step? This is also, by the way, where a lot of comedy comes from, right? So instead of like being here on the beach, now maybe now we're on a beach, well, I guess we'll do normal beach things. No, dude, I got a spaceship park out back. Like, let's go play, like, it's over by the cabana. Let's get some pina coladas and go to space. Why not, right? Like, I do a lot of space metaphors in sci-fi. So bear with me if you're not a spaceship person. But the idea is like, let's play with this idea. Let's heighten this idea to how far we could go. And then that's where a lot of fun and unexpected stuff comes from. When we get anxious, we want to know how something is going to turn out, right? We want to know how this is going to end. You can't in an improv scene. We don't know where the scene is going to go. And if we start trying to drive it there, no, I know I have to go over here because my divorce paperwork is over here and I have to deal with that, right? Now you are trying to be in charge of the scene. I don't know, it's funny, it is, right? Like you are trying to be in charge of the scene, but if my scene partner says, yeah, no, I got, whatever, like somebody give me an object, any object. A coffee cup, right? No, I got a giant coffee cup over there that I was gonna go swimming in. So and I would really love for you to join me, right? Now, if I'm like, no, I have to do my paperwork, now I'm denying your idea and we're not gonna go play in a coffee cup, right? So this is where we want to just like heighten and explore ideas and just kind of play in the space together and see what happens. With this, the most important thing is taking care of your scene partner. They are the most important person on stage. You are not. Spoiler alert. But guess what? If they're playing by the same rules, they treat you like you're the most important scene partner on stage. That's how we lift each other up and we create something really fun and magical together without anybody knowing what's about to happen. We have no idea, so we're just gonna care for each other and do it together. So if I'm like, that's a dumb idea, I'm not gonna do that. What are you doing? Right now I'm being a jerk. I'm cutting you down, I'm not yes-anding, I'm judging you, I'm like I'm creating an antagonistic thing here. But instead if I say, oh, you are the most amazing person I've ever seen, like this, I'm so glad we're friends and that we're here, in this coffee shop, on the beach, on my spaceship, in the simulator, like, it doesn't matter. right? Like, it's about taking care of the other person, listening to the gifts they give you, supporting them and giving back. Okay? Again, like I mentioned, we do not know how the scene is going to turn out. We don't know where this is gonna go, so the only way we're gonna build it is like Lego blocks. I add a brick, and then you add a brick. I add a brick, and then you add a brick, and one line at a time, one line of dialogue at a time, we are building this scene together. And then who knows where it's gonna end up turning out, maybe it ends up being a snake or a bird or a wall or a boat or whatever. We create it one line at a time together, and no one is exclusively in charge of that scene, we are co-creating it together. So you have to take it one line at a time, and if there's a part of your brain that like wants to be the writer, right, you can tell when someone's a writer and they're improvising, because they're like, okay, no, I know the arc of the scene, I know where it has to go, you have to get from point A to point B, and then there has to be a conflict, and then, well, no, you're right, go write something. This is improv, so we create it together, we're both the writers. So we take it one line at a time and build it one line at a time, and that's how we do it. And then finally, feel that fear, if you're like, oh God, I don't know how to get on a spaceship, or I'm not a subject matter expert on coffee, I don't know how to swim in a giant coffee cup, do it anyway. Feel it, do it anyway. You could even call it out, being like, oh, I don't know, Bob, that gives me some fear. But rather than making the scene about your fear and how you don't want to do the thing, feel the fear, go do it anyway. Oh, I'm really scared, but okay, here I go. I'm going to the giant coffee cup that's over by the cabana on the spaceship in the hologram, you know, like whatever's happening. Just do it, just do it, see what happens, go play. You're in a safe space, nothing bad is gonna happen in an improv scene, you're all playing by the same rules and all of that. How might some of these things apply in your life, in your work? School, at home, in your relationships. Think about that. Let those gears start turning. If something jumps out at you right away, you can shout it out. Anybody have an idea that already jumps out? Yeah.
I think the hide and explore, I think, seems like very applicable to, or yes, and then hide.
Exactly, right? They're
Feels
related.
like good things within a lab meeting to be like, oh, people had an idea or something, and it's like, okay, let's like be generative in terms of our discussions around an idea.
Yeah, exactly. If anyone done like brainstorming sessions or ideation sessions, right? If you are immediately shutting down an idea, you can't get then to the next idea that might be the money idea or the winner idea, right? If you're like, no, that's too hard to do, or we don't have the budget, or that's too, you know, the tech doesn't exist or whatever. If you start shutting down ideas, you're creating an atmosphere, an energy of shutting down ideas. As opposed to like, sure, let's see what happens. Let's say yes, and let's heighten and explore that. What if we have this technology and we paired it with a need, or we paired it with some other technology, or we paired it with a different intention or something. Now let's see what happens, because maybe 2 or 3 ideas from that first idea is the one that's like, aha, that's the thing. But if we are creating an energy, an environment where we're saying no, but, couldn't, can't, shouldn't, won't, now we're shutting down that creative vibe. So same thing in an improv scene. You're shutting down the creativity and the play. No one's gonna want to play with somebody if you're gonna be judging my ideas or calling me a jerk or, you know, saying I'm stupid or whatever. Right? Anything else? Anything else? Yeah.
Feel fear, do it anyways.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It's like how you don't necessarily have to know what's going on, but as long as you try.
Yeah.
I know, I feel like that's life, you know, we're all afraid, we have to pretend like we know what we're doing. And then eventually we get somewhere, you know, whether we're having fun or we actually learn or.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, totally. Right. Who can relate to that? Yeah. I'm a coach as well, right? And so I help people achieve what they want in their life. And it is inevitable that as you start stretching your comfort zone and start stepping into areas that you aren't yet comfortable with, fear is going to show up. Fear is good. We like fear. Fear tells us that there's a part of us that wants to keep us safe, keep us comfortable, stay on your couch where nothing bad can happen, right? But that's not where the adventure is. That's not where the fun is. So we get to dialogue with our fear and say, it's okay, fear. It's okay, inner critic or gremlin or saboteur or whatever you want to call it. I know you're afraid because we're stepping onto the edge of my comfort zone or beyond it. It's going to be okay. I got this. I will keep us safe. Let's play. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else stand out? Anybody have these?
Yeah, the one that resonated with me was like one line at a time, right? Like, I don't know, in life, we're like always, I think, writing a script, but it's an illusion. And so I just appreciate you like making that explicit.
Yeah, I had no idea you were about to say that.
Sure.
Isn't that interesting? I had no idea what you were gonna say, right? I was like, go for it. Oh God, what you gonna say? No, like I want to hear your idea, and now we're creating this moment. Now everybody's laughing, we're having a good time. We didn't know this was gonna happen, right? So exactly, right? There is no script. We think there's a script that's supposed to be a, you know, a certain professional achievement by this age, and a family by this age, or XYZ by this age, or whatever. Where did that come from? Now we're getting into coaching stuff, right? Where did that belief come from that I'm supposed to achieve certain markers by certain ages? Can I swear in here? Is that okay?
Yeah.
What actually, how well can you swear? I swear really fucking well. I swear really fucking well. So what I was gonna say is, sorry if you're recording this or whatever, is right, like you're supposed to be certain things by certain ages, or like be a certain version of yourself that someone else told you were supposed to be, parents or friends or family or siblings or whatever. Fuck that. Fuck it. Go do, like, get clear on what's important to you and go fucking play. Like why, like, what if you don't even have to be an improviser? I mean, we're all improvisers, sorry, spoiler. But like, pick one thing. I can make no mistake that I can't do anything wrong. Everything is an opportunity to grow and discover and learn something. Fuck it, let's go break something, right? Let's go see what happens. Let me find some scene partners that I can play with who will support my life ideas. Yeah, we're all just improvising through it. We feel like we want to have control over certain things. The fear part of us wants to be able to script things, write things, have control over things. We don't. It's an illusion. We're just making it up. So relish it, swallow or swim in it, like enjoy it. Oh, this is scary and fun. Let's go play. Who's ready to play?
Let's play.
Yeah, play. Yeah, love it. Everybody on your feet, please.
Okay.
Okay, so here comes the on your feet part of the active part of things. We're gonna do a handful of like kind of very like first day of first class of improv, games. I'm not gonna put anybody on the spot. Nobody has to be funny. Advocate for your own safety and boundaries, right? We're not gonna really do touching or things like that, but you can advocate for your safety. And then also, I assume that there is a C Boulder code of conduct, so we're gonna adhere to that, right? And not, steer away from the isms and,
I know it exists, but.
Right, so I know we want to play by like the rules that'll feel nice for everybody, so let's not be racist or sexist or homophobic or shitty to each other, okay? We'll just play in this, cool, and we can all agree to that. Let's go around and please say your name, we're gonna do it twice, because it's gonna be nice for everyone to hear each other's names, so pay attention to everybody's name if you don't know each other. I'm Aaron.
Hi, Erin. I'm Emily.
Emily.
Casey.
Casey.
I'm Daniel.
Daniel.
Paul and Mark.
And Mark.
I'm good.
Kristen.
LD.
Elsie.
LD.
Oh, sorry, can you say it again?
LD.
Elsie. David.
Ellen.
Ellen. Aaron. Ellen.
Ellen.
David. LD. Critic. Mark. Paul. Daniel.
Casey.
Casey.
Emily.
Emily. And Aaron. Okay, here's the first game we're gonna do. You are going to say someone's name. We're gonna go one at a time. You're gonna say someone's name across the circle, doesn't matter who. When they hear their name, or when you hear your name, you are going to say yes. Very, very simple. You're gonna say yes. Now, when you say yes, the person who just said yours, you're gonna want to pay attention to this, Ellie. When the person, listen and respond, right? When the person, when you hear someone say yes, you will begin walking to their place in the circle. They can't leave until they say someone else's name and that person says yes to them. So if I say Ellen, you would then say yes, and then no, you're good. You stay where you are. Then I begin walking to Ellen's place in the circle, but now Ellen can't leave until you then say someone else's name.
Okay.
So say someone else's name.
David.
And then David says yes, and you can't begin
Yes.
walking to David's spot until he then does the same thing. Yeah, great.
So now I have to go.
Correct.
We got.
No.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. You are going to say someone's name.
They say yes, then you say
As soon as they say yes, you could begin walking to their place in the circle, but they can't leave their place until they do the same thing to someone else. So then they say someone else's name, who then says yes, and then they walk to someone's place in the circle, okay? So we're gonna go real slow at the beginning here, okay? All right.
Yes.
Now you say someone else's name. So here's already what's happening. Critic wanted to make this fun. He wanted to create some graphic. He said, I want to wait until the last minute. Well, what position does that put me in? I don't have a place to go now. But you want to be like fun and like have to make it fun, right? What we want to do is work together so that there is a smooth flow of moving to different people's places in the circle. So your entire responsibility is real simple. Listen for your name, look someone in the eye, tell them yes, because you are listening and responding, right? And you are giving them the gift back of yes, you may take my place in the circle. And also affirmation is lovely, right? I mean, agreement is nice, it feels good. Oh, good, they said yes, now I can go to their place in the circle. And then you do the same thing. So then you look at someone else and say their name, and then they say yes to you. They are receiving the gift of their name. Then they pivot and say someone else's name, okay? So we're gonna go real slow again, okay? Daniel.
yes. Emily.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Paul.
Yes.
You can't be there.
And then you say the name.
David.
No,
So,
I
right, so this is so interesting, right? You literally have to do two things. And you're letting, agreement closing, right? Like, what's happening? What is happening? Why is agreement so hard? What is so hard about this, right? There's something that's going on. We're getting in our own head. Like, I'm gonna give us permission to stop overthinking. Just be, this is real simple. All you have to do is say yes when someone says your name, and then say someone else's name. And then once that other person says yes, you can move to their place in the circle. It's so simple, and yet our brains are like, engineers and designers. Here, let's tell you what, let's simplify this even more, okay? We don't even have to worry about people's names. Let's just say you. Okay, so when I say you, and I'm looking you in the eye, and you know, right now, you say yes, and now you get to say you to someone else, and then you say yes.
You is the you.
You.
Yes.
Yes, you.
Yes.
You. Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Yes, you.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Get you.
Yes. You.
You.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Yes, you.
Yes.
You.
Yes, you.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Yes, you.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Yes, you.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes, you. Yes, you.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Cool, boss, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, yes, you, hello, everyone over here. So a quick reminder, the yes is you are responding to the person who said you, right? So that is like, yes, I am acknowledging that you said my name. And remember, you can't move until they say yes, right? You can't begin, so where you wanna start being like, yes, you, right, like you wanna start moving before that, right? So the yes is an affirmation, it is an agreement, yes, I heard my name, thank you for saying you, or my name. And then I pivot to say you to someone else, so there's like a two-part thing that has to happen. So let's do one more quick round, you gotta get a hang of it, you're killing it now. And then we'll just get that flow going and see how it feels. You.
Yes.
You.
Yes, you.
Yes, you.
Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Yes. You. Yes. You.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you.
Yes. You.
Yes, you. Mark.
Yes. You.
Yes, you.
Yes, you.
Yes, you.
Yes. You.
And thank you. And yes, you, to everyone on the group. Yes, you, everyone, yes, you.
Yeah.
Right, so it's simple and yet our brains make it more complicated, right? This is improv, this is life, right? We're in a scene and like, oh God, now I gotta say the funny, clever thing, or I gotta do whatever, and suddenly you're in your head thinking about whatever. You can't make a mistake here unless you're not listening or you're not playing by the rules that we've all agreed to, right? You can't pick a right or wrong person. Literally, we could just trade back and forth for an hour, right? And then you gotta read, but like, well, we could just do that. Let's do that. Right? You can play and have fun with it, and yet notice what happened to our brains, right? So just pay attention to that. We got all like flustered and then it became seemingly more complicated than it actually was. This is what a lot of improv is just distilling it back down to just a simple play. Okay, here's another one that might make your brain melt. Anyone heard of zip, zap, zop? You know zip, zap, zop. Okay, so this will be a little bit of a review, but for everyone else, this is another kind of day one improv game. We are going to be passing a thing, an energy around the circle, right? We don't have to move, we're all just gonna stay where we are this time. So, okay. No walking, that was too much for me. We're gonna say 3 words in the same order over and over and over again. It's a pattern. The pattern is zip, zap, zop. Everyone say it. Zip.
Zip,
Zap.
Zap.
Stop. ZIP, ZAP, ZOP. Zip, zap, zap, okay? You're only gonna say one word at a time, but together, we're gonna keep that pattern going. Zip, zap, zap, zip, zap, zap, zip, zap, zap. Similarly, you're going to point or gesture, and actually what we often do is sort of clap, and then like a point with the flat of your hand, like that. As you do that, you are gonna be sending a zip, a zap, or a zap to the person you are looking at. Then it's their job to say the next word in that sequence. So the sequence is never gonna change. It's always gonna be zip, zap, zap, zip, zap, zap, zip, zap, zap. But the who says it is gonna keep changing. Okay? So let's give it a go. We'll go really slowly. Ready? Zip. Zap. Zap.
Zap.
Zap.
Zip.
Zap. Zap.
Zip, zap,
Zap.
Zip. Zap.
Stop.
Zap.
Loretta. Zap. Great, good job. Okay.
Zap.
What are you responsible for? Did she say that? Yeah. Who's that? Who's that? All right, Joshua. Zip.
Zap.
Yeah. Okay, so notice what you have to pay attention to. You have to keep your sensors open to receiving you. That's what. We're must. You can say that. That's it. Zip. What you can use that. Zip. Keep so also let's just keep it going. So if you want to force pressure. Right? What did I say? So in other words, let's make sure we're listening to what the word is sent to us. Zip. There's something funny about it. There's something funny about patterns. Right? So what do you guys feel like is making nervous energy? Sure. Natural buttons. Like this is the way of nervous things that are happening. Speed. Yeah, speed happens things. Sure, sometimes patterns start forming, or you just want to play a mini game or something, you know, why not?
especially leader.
Okay, let's play another one. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. All we're gonna be doing is passing, sort of energy, that's gonna be this sound manifestation. So all your job is to pass this. All you're going to do is take in what someone said and say, they're gonna make a gesture, let's see. This might be, right? All you're going to do. Defining just to take it and then right and send that to the person on the other side. But our job is not to change. Anything that anybody does is part of what they're sending to you. They're laughing, if they're applauding, if they're having their face, that becomes part of what we want to pay attention to, right? We want to let go of what we think the pattern is. We want to let go of what we think is supposed to be observed, because that's how it started. I don't care what you, I care what he is, what's sending it, right? So don't get caught in like, this is what this is supposed to sound like. If someone laughs, sneezes, chuckles, laugh gets loud, that becomes part of what they're sending to you. And so let's step out of the assumption of what we think this is supposed to be, really start taking it. So for everything that someone's doing, if you guys are not actually part of their feedback, shuffle. What else? Sure, next. So, I mean, you want to be somewhat aware of. Sure. Good morning, Alice. Just something that's fun. Someone does something that someone else does, and you think, it's weird. It's fun. Shine someone down, nice. At least maybe on a while. So there's just something about doing something. Change it. So the next thing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like no one said you have to do, I mean, I did set the intention of trying to do that. But in that case, it's not exactly a trap, but that's where there's something funny that starts to happen. Right? Just want to pay attention to every part of it. But it's not okay. As soon as it starts, all of this is playing. Change places in certain groups, spots, something. You guys change places on the Zoom too. Okay, so we've been standing in the before. Okay, so here's another quick little like game chaos. Sure. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna really passing objects around. I will name them, and then what we're gonna do, similar to what the yes you did. When you receive an object, you're going to say thank you, object. And I throw it to, I would say red ball. You would say thank you, red ball. Then pass it to someone else by saying red ball. So yeah, two jobs. Receive the gift, say thank you, gift, pass it on. Ball, thank you, red ball. Red ball. Thank you, red ball. So you get first, I think, red ball. Now say red ball. Red ball. No, I think you can play the band. So you got red ball.
Thank you, red ball.
Thank you, red ball. Red ball. You know this. All of us can catch up. You guys, this is about to get really complicated because hey, screaming cat, screaming cat, screaming cat. Dude. Screaming cat.
Thank you, screaming cat. Screaming cat. Thank you, screaming cat. Screaming cat. Screaming cat.
Thank you, screaming cat. Thank you, screaming cat.
Red ball.
Thank you.
I know.
Red ball.
It's screaming cat. Oh, yeah, thank you, screaming cat. Thank you, screaming cat.
Thank you, screaming cat. We're a red ball. It's got the red ball. You got the red ball. That's what I'm saying. Screaming cat.
Thank you, screaming cat. Screaming cat. Thank you,
Red
screaming
ball.
cat.
Thank you.
Screaming cat.
Thank you, screaming cat. Screaming cat.
Thank you. Red ball. Screaming cat. Thank you, screaming cat.
Thank you, red
Thank
ball.
you, red ball.
Thank you, red
Screaming
ball.
cat. Blue ball.
Red ball.
Thank you,
Red ball.
red ball.
Thank you, red
Screaming
ball.
cat. Blue ball.
Thank you,
Red ball.
screaming cat.
Thank you, red ball. Red ball. Thank you, screaming cat. Screaming cat.
Thank you, screaming cat. Screaming
Blue
cat.
ball.
Thank you, screaming cat.
Red ball. Blue ball.
Thank you, red ball.
Thank you,
Thank
screaming
you,
cat.
red ball.
Screaming cat.
Thank you, screaming cat. Red ball. Screaming cat. Blue ball. Red ball.
Screaming cat.
Thank
Red
you,
ball.
screaming cat.
Red ball. Screaming cat.
Thank you, screaming cat. Thank you, red ball.
Thank you, screaming cat. Screaming cat. Crying baby. Screaming cat.
Screaming cat, red ball. Thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah, we're tossing around animals. We're playing knives too. So, what did we discover? Who had something that they really wanted to get rid of? Right? Like you're like, okay, now I got these things in my life, I have two things at once. You are, all of them, that's fun, and you get to be you and you like, you gotta keep our awareness open so that we can perceive if there's someone dying to get rid of. Right? And so it's a two-way street, right? We get so wrapped up in like, meanwhile, she's got a string baby. You know, what created the chaos for you? Smart mixer. Sit the back, got one thing. Could do 12 things. So there's different pieces of communication. I heard that. I'm gonna send you something. You're wrong. I'm gonna send you. I have to really communicate a lot of things that I'm saying. Because at some point, I think our screaming baby turns into a crying baby or a screaming cat or a crying cat, like things that switch around or whatever. Like the impulse is super fun to like change it and now it's a mustard ball and now it's this. But notice what starts to happen and you start to do this. So very fun. I like all because it was together. Well, it's just trying to break things. Right. Exactly. You're going for it. we got like eye contact, we got like all listening, like you want to pay attention, someone who's sitting is baby. You get really good at it, you can almost be like, yeah, screaming baby, yellow cat, thank you, red ball. You know, really start your radar super split, but we get in our own world, right? Really bring them down and give it to you. They're busy receiving a red ball. It's not like the right, so you have to sort of sit down and be able to like, oh, changing the sheet of it. One more thing. This is going to be like the word story. You're going to take the story together. Consumers, thank you for bearing with us and observing. Switch places. Okay, beautiful. So what we're going to do is pass like the story around the circle. You will be responsible for one. Once. So. So, good, great breakdown. What are we discussing? Or what was the story? Summarize what the story was. Each of you, kids. Yeah, you kids silly and the stones and the sky very blue, or basket class at some point, like there's a lot going on. So what do you know, like, what do you notice as we're doing? Sometimes your job is to say, or we want to say, and the basketball class that was late that day, there's some freaking day for a person. If we want to like pick out these ideas in our head, jobs to say. But notice sometimes what happens too is there would be a sense that might make sense. Right? So it'd be like, in the past, I am going to the store, right? Sometimes, so we want to create no mistakes. Right, there are no mistakes. But we want to create something together that makes sense. Right? So yes, there are no mistakes, and that's the way to school. And want to try and have it be cohesive as if it's one person. So notice what gets, collaborating. Once there was a, green place, like what, like let's try and have it together to create something bigger than just my idea. Let's also try to start with what's, and let's see if we can end it with the end. Just to see if that can happen. Wherever the story feels like it's naturally So we're gonna try to start with one. We're gonna try to start with one. Try to end with the end. Now that's gonna take some collaboration. Switch up your words. You guys are enjoying the story. Okay. Let's do this for this one's for Loretta and Joshua. This is story for that. Whatever that means to you guys. Okay. Once.
How did it work?
Cool. So I noticed again what was happening. All you have to do is say this. All suddenly right now. Oh, Xbox. Got something to play with? Play with it. Okay, last couple minutes. Got the improv game, see yourself around the wall. You're all improvisers, all what's something that I don't discover either from these rules? How to apply some things. So go ahead. And number six. This workshop went exactly the way it was. Thank you for your time. I know this is Thank you guys on the Zoom for joining. Hope this was fun to participate a little bit in. Yeah, I got cards here. You guys have my information up there. If you got questions, we'll talk about life coaching, creativity, creating what you want in your life. Here for that. Thank you.